and also the pavilion. And we'll just kind of see, I think we had about 35, but we decided to make it 40, just so that we had enough to hang at those locations. Just thought it'd be a good idea, you know. And y'all just add any input if I'm missing something.
Well, we wanted 2 for the front doors. of
2 for the
City
front
Hall,
here.
And then the library,
Yes,
and then the pavilion, so that kind of added, that took our.
that took the
5.
rest of them up. Yeah, perfect. And so Christina and I huddled up right after the meeting last time, and all the materials were ordered on the 15th, or on the 6th of October. So that worked out really well, and it came in rather quickly. I'm gonna, how do I get to that PowerPoint, Christina, that it's on the screen? That way they can kind of see as I walk through this thing. Okay, so, of course, that's how it looks now. That's what it's gonna look like that we're making. It's taken a lot of creative thinking here. Next slide. That was our inspiration on the left, and this is on the right. Of course, there's a story behind the left one. That is a wreath that I personally purchased from a website because, and I checked several, and the description, all those things looked correct. And I thought, okay, I'll buy this out of my pocket. I want to hang it on my door. I think it's beautiful, but I'm going to dismantle it so it can give us our inspiration on how we build ours. So I ordered it, and of course, y'all know I've been gone the whole month of October. Mary Lou's checking my mail, and she said, "You got something in your mailbox." She said, "It feels like it might be a wreath." And I'm like, "What?" Yeah. And
That looks like the $400 wreath.
Bingo. Come to find out, and I should have put the picture on here of it for you to see, but you know, it didn't come out of city funds. But so it turns out it's no bigger than about a 12-inch dinner plate. Very cheap. Looks exactly like dollar store. It's a joke. An absolute joke.
I was thinking that maybe it was an ornament.
I know. Plastic bells. All of it's plastic. Yeah, honest to good, it is like literally. She put it up next to my fish plate in my kitchen.
It looks so good, though.
Well, it's being advertised, and they advertise it on their site as a 22-inch wreath, okay, with all this detail to it. It is nothing that they describe on there. It's total false information, okay, on a website. So I went back to them, long story short. They want me, they'll give me 30% back on my money, but they want me to return it to China. Well, I thought it was ordering from a place in Perry, Georgia, is the address on the website, okay? So I've already gone to my credit card company, and I said, I don't care what you do. I'm not paying them a dime. And if they get it back, it's going to Perry, Georgia. I'm not mailing it to China, and I'm not paying for anything. This is totally false representation all the way to the hill.
What great inspiration.
The picture. The picture, right? So anyway, it's an interesting story. I mean, no, it's hard to believe. But anyway, that's what I came up with after we selected all the things very carefully, went on Amazon, tried to really find and be cost conscious.
And the price point that you got is amazing.
Well, it's actually gotten more expensive because when Dave and I went to cut the garland, which is, by the way, absolutely beautiful. It's a 6-foot piece that has the pine cones and the berries on it. And it looks very real. And so at that, they were $59.99 a strand. You buy it anywhere else, it's about $100 for that quality. Okay, I checked all kinds of websites. So I bought 7 strands because I thought I could get 6 wreaths. I thought I'd do a 1 foot because it's 6 foot, right? And that's 24 inches. I'm thinking, well, we don't want it to cover the whole thing. We just want the top. But when I got it and pulled one out of the box after I got back the end of October, I was like, there's no way this is going to look right. It's going to look hokey. It doesn't drape around it, a 1 foot swath. So I am forcing a 2 foot swath so we could get 3 per length, okay? And that's a 2 foot swath right there that you see.
Looks great.
Yes, so guess what? Had to take more money out of the budget to order, and it went up to $69 a swath. And we had to order 7 more? 6 more, yes. And, because I came over here, met Kenny, got the bells, got the whole 9 yards to make one before everything, right? To make that one.
So how much did one end up costing?
So we're gonna go to the budget and I'll show you what happened. It's around 40, so we'll just whip through this real quick.
It's still fabulous. price.
Yeah, it's still under $50,
Right.
but, you know, so purpose of this will be hung up today in the pavilion for our volunteers, that they know this is the list to make it. It's gonna be one of the wreaths, 2-foot piece of pine garland, which Dave's over there cutting as we speak, 2 gold bells. Today, we're only making 20 wreaths because I had to order more bells. One bell didn't look right. And these bells are expensive, and they're actually metal, okay, so they're brass. And so I felt, you know, I gotta have at least 2 bells, so we had to add that to our list in
And
order.
I like the Keystone Heights Heritage Commission, that looks so cute.
That's
got your touch on
another story. So as it turns out, we did 2, but the order will not be here till tomorrow, you said? So today we're going to assemble all 40, but only complete 20 of them, because we only have enough to make 2 bells per those 20.
Okay.
So, and then I can string those together and then just drape them myself on the completed wreath. That's not no big deal. Of course, they're going to use wire to tie the garland to the wreath. It's very simple, actually, construction. And then twine is what I'll use for doing the bells. The bows are already completely made. They were like a part of a 2-part, 3-part plan, if I want to call it that. So, I had my granddaughter help me on Sunday all day paint. So these are little wood ornaments that I went and found because I needed something that kind of dolled it up a bit. So they're little wood ornaments that we painted a color. I've tried all kinds of lettering options. Believe it or not, lettering is like expensive. Adhesive lettering that looks worth a darn. I was going to stencil. I even ordered little tiny stencils. And again, this is the stuff I ordered out of my own pocket. They were too big for the little ornament, or for that little wood piece. So now we had to get into going to 3 or 4 different dollar stores to find letters that would work, because you got that 2 H's, right? So I had to try to find 1 pack of letters that had 4 H's so I could make 2 wreaths per pack or 4 per pack, whatever it was.
You're so talented. You could have got, you know, the paint that is in like the pens.
Yeah.
And just you probably would have thought of that after the fact.
Well, I had bubble paint, and my drawing is not that great. I'm a real good copier, but I'm not a really good artist, is the word I'll use, because it takes precise. I did try writing it and all that, but it looked hokey looking. I wanted the Keystone Heights Heritage Commission to jump out. Right. And I think we made that happen. So you'll see multiple examples of letters, because that's what we could find in the 11th hour on Sunday night. Or when I had Madeline.
Great job, Nina.
Sunday night? We were literally at another Dollar Tree, me and Madeline, at 8:30 at night in St. John's, Florida. So yesterday I spent fixing the rest of them, the little ornaments, so we can have everything ready for today. So yeah, so that's really what I want folks to see, kind of so they have the visual of what they're going to be doing. And Dave's setting that all up over there so everything is grab and go. And then everybody have 1 wreath per table is how we'll do it. Okay, so the next slide there, Miss Christina. All right, budget. When we added in the additional bells and the additional garland, it got us to $1651.62 all in for the materials, okay? Divided by 40 equals about $41.29 per wreath, okay? Personally, I don't think it's a bad investment. I think that we'll use them again next year. We'll kind of, fluff them up a little bit.
We'll probably get 3 years out of them at least.
Yeah.
And then that makes it very, very affordable.
Yes. And let me tell you, they're big, y'all. I'm not kidding. 24. If I had to do it over, I'd make a smaller wreath because it'd been probably cheaper overall materials. But I really, for the businesses, I wanted it to jump out. I wanted to have girth to it. And they were really pretty reasonable. It wasn't even that much more money to get a 24 versus a 22.
And with the vine, even if after 3 years the rest of it starts to deteriorate somewhat, we'll still have the vine. We can come up with
the grapevine. You can do all kinds of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We could come up with
and
a
they're
whole
actually
different look.
we got those from a floral company, and they were really reasonable. I think $8.99 each or whatever. I got my price up there. Yeah. So $8.95 each. So the thing is, this is, this goes into our archives, right? That is our reference point for when we do something like this again. But I think I'm happy with it. I think, and I'm glad you all like it, and I hope everyone in the city and all does like it. But with how it looks, especially with everybody consistent, I think it'll look good. I've got Clyde's doing lunch for 15 people. We've got probably 7 volunteers at least.
Oh, great.
that wanted to do it. Some people that don't necessarily always come to our meetings, so they just said, we want to be part of this, you know. Even had a lady that called me that reached out to Lynn. I cannot believe this happened. Lynn put her in touch with me. Her name is Terry Tennyson, something like that. And I guess she tried to email me, but it went to my spam folder, so she was having trouble. So I finally called her and talked to her directly. And she actually watched this video so she could learn about what we do. Isn't that funny? I didn't think anybody ever watches this video.
I didn't realize it either. I
Yeah.
don't think anybody would, yeah.
Yeah, she said, I think she said she just moved here and she wants to be part of it, so she wants to come for the project today, so she's supposed to be there this afternoon.
Great.
Yeah, so I thought that was great. But, so we're having lunch and it'll be nice, from Connie. But, so yeah, I used about $1,800, so I'll have to figure out like what we do next year, as we look at our projects. And the rest of our money, which is around 2,000, a little over 2,000 left. So anyway, I just want to make sure y'all understood kind of what went behind. And you can see here, the bows, the little wood ornaments, it goes on down. I paid for those out of my pocket. I'm not, because like I said, it just had to look, it didn't look finished. And, you know, it's no big deal though, because it's dollar store stuff, so.
Didn't pop. It didn't pop.
No, right, it definitely did not pop. For me, it didn't pop. So it's like, I'm not putting my name on it unless it's going to look like it's going to do something there. Let's see here. So that was all about the budget. Any questions about that? Are you all okay with all of that?
Well, I anticipated that we would, get them done under 50, and
Yeah,
we did.
yeah, good. And you've been through this project, like a project like this before, so there's just a lot of unknown. And, I think
And there's a lot of moving pieces.
there is,
really
there's a
is.
ton, and, I mean, Christina did a great job getting right on it on the ordering, and you just don't know what you're gonna get in the mail, you know? So I was really anxious all of October until I got home and could meet him over there to get some and try to play around with it, you know? So I was really pleased, though. The quality, I think, really is impressive for what we got overall and what we paid for it. Let's see. So the materials were stored at the beach pavilion right there by the bathroom. That's where I met Kenny over there to get that stuff. And we'll have them completed today. We're going to actually try to bring them back over here when we're done, okay? Which is going to be, I think that's what she said, right? In here, or is it going to stay in? I don't know where we decide we're going to leave them today. I forgot. We went around the horn.
I walked away.
Okay, we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. Okay, any questions about old business, guys? I know we want to get through this meeting this morning. I don't know if I had any other slides beyond this. Did I, Christina?
I don't think.
There might have been just the, the volunteers. So here's who I have. LaDonna's going to be there. Debbie Kaufman's going to be there. Diana cannot. She's got a funeral she's going to. Kathy will be there. Deb Bill's going to be a little late. Lindy's going to be there. And, of course, us. Natalie is as well. Mary Lou's already over there. So good turnout, I think. I'm just glad to see these folks wanting to get engaged and excited about it,
Mm-hmm.
And, again, I decided to do the team thing. I know we talked a little bit about doing an assembly line. But to me, some folks have never done anything like this, and I feel like they get to experience the whole thing. And again, it's gonna be really simple because we're not gonna tie the bells on all of them today, but they'll get to put one completely together. And it's just kind of some people have never done anything like that, right? So I just thought it'd be a more fun experience to have everybody. Plus they get to know each other, stuff like that. And I don't know if that's gonna be the actual teams or not till we get over there, but that was kind of my perception of what we would try to do. Next slide there, Christina. And then I'm just showing that we met all of our guidelines, our goals, and we'll be talking about which day to hang. So I put together a calendar of what my life looks like. I know all you guys have busy, crazy lives as well, and I'm gonna pass this out there today. And where I have it shows no, and those times forward are times that I can't be available. So we can't hang them all until we get all the bills attached. I don't want to do it like two separate times, right? So supposedly the bells are coming in tomorrow, and if they do, I'll get over here and get them. And Dave and I will tie them and we'll get them
What's the
attached.
date that the city is putting everything?
They're already starting.
I know, when they're gonna light everything up. Do we have a?
I don't know.
The 26th, so that's the Saturday.
Okay,
November
so
26th.
Saturday is
Yeah,
when
at 6
we
o'clock.
need to have it done by.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100% they have to be out there.
That is correct.
Which leaves us this weekend.
And remember, the bells won't be here till tomorrow, so what, tomorrow is Wednesday, depending on when they get in. You know, I'm pretty flexible with putting them on. I'm open all day tomorrow, but then I've got, part of the day Thursday I'm tied up.
Yeah,
And
I'm
Friday.
available on the 23rd and.
We just don't know when they'll come in tomorrow, that's the challenge. And then, I'll have to get over here or wherever they're at.
Sometimes my Amazon's here by 10, sometimes my Amazon's here by 2, so.
Right.
It's also-
Cause I offered to storm on my front porch
It's-
as well,
oh, yeah.
which I have room to
This
do
is
that.
November,
Um,
December's crazy.
It gives me, what that
I've
gives
got
me is
company
the flexibility
those
to
days.
tie the bells, cause Dave can help me at the house. And then, it's only gonna be 20 of them. I still think, you know, that might be an option. Just because it's gonna be easier for me than trying to run back and forth and, you know what I mean? I don't know, y'all, I'm really open the next week except for, the 23rd is wide open on Wednesday.
I do not have any time on the 23rd.
Tuesday, what's Tuesday showing open?
You say no.
Oh, that all day Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm good on Monday morning.
Oh, I think I got hair appointments and stuff on Tuesday already set.
Oh, no, I'm not. I got the dog groomer on Monday.
Let's see
Both of
here.
them.
I'm not available after the 20th.
So here's what we can do. Today, we're gonna be over there, and we have all the volunteers. I'm gonna let them just kind of populate the squares, or right on the back, and then I'll put it together. And then we'll talk about it and see what we can, and if you can, you can, if you can't, you can't, you know? I know we all can't be there together. I'd like to see us have that presence, because I want us to wear our shirts and have that presence.
What about Friday,
Friday the
18th, like
the
in
what?
the morning?
The 18th?
Friday, the 18th in the morning.
So for me, right now, we're supposed to be having a staff meeting at 11, but I need to reach out to Mornay to make sure if that's gonna happen. But I have a call at 2 o'clock, so yeah, I could do that morning until
Yeah,
noon.
because this week is just not gonna work.
Yeah.
And it's just
The
too
holiday,
many.
it's too
yeah.
much, it's too hard. Okay. So we'll pass it around today and get the input from the crowd. And then, today, I will definitely touch base with him, because I usually put together the materials for that call. It's a national call, so I kinda have to be on it. But I haven't seen anything come through yet. I gotta make sure if he's gonna have it. No, he hasn't seen anything yet. Anyway, so we'll pull that trigger this afternoon, and then we'll know what we can do, okay?
Okay,
We'll pull that trigger this afternoon on the,
so do you want this back so you
Hopefully-
can ask
Mhm.
people to write
Hopefully,
in?
we're leaving because Friday is our 62nd wedding anniversary, so we're trying to leave.
Congratulations,
yeah,
Helen.
congratulations, Helen.
Wow.
Outstanding. Hey, listen, we'll pitch it to the crowd today, and I'll just see how many we can get, and we'll just try to look and see where it all falls. Because again, I can't do anything till all the bells are on,
Okay.
which is at least past tomorrow. So there's no way we're gonna do it tomorrow, so, we'll figure that out today. Okay. So I shared with you guys the plan for the teams, talked to you about the lunch, the date we're gonna hang. So Christina, what date should we plan as a group to remove the wreaths and take them down?
So the city does not remove Christmas decorations until after the new year. So since that holiday, we don't work on New Year's Day, which is a Sunday, we'll have Monday off, January 2nd. So the first day that the crew will start removing Christmas decorations will be January 3rd.
Okay, gotcha. And my idea is that we'll just get a group of us together, and we're gonna probably put them in big garbage bags individually for storage.
And
we
we'll
gotta-
house them down at the Public Works Department.
That's where they'll be stored?
Yes.
Okay, so that's good. Okay, so stored. Okay. And we'll just figure out what that date is and, you know, plug and play on that. Next, social media. So Natalie is going to interview me on Thursday this week about the Wreath Project. Again, this just adds to us and our presence. So folks are hearing about us, asking lots of questions. I was at a function the other night and I had several people have a question about getting plaqued and wanting to be part of what we're doing. Like Lindy was who hosted the thing, and she had some guests there who I've never met. And definitely the guy next door to her wants to pursue it. And he's a new person here in town, so it's pretty cool. He's got one of the houses 50 years and older. So that social media thing, like I was talking to somebody the other day and they said, oh yeah, I saw the article. That's pretty cool that y'all did that, you know. So I think that, you know, we keep doing this stuff and we get people excited, you know, about things like this. So
What's the procedure at this time? I had a call from my neighbor next door that is at, I guess, 450 Southwest Magnolia. They already are plaqued.
right.
But
Young
the
couple.
plaque is, yeah, it's deteriorating because
Okay.
it's that original wood. And they want a new plaque.
Gotcha. So they can get one, but they'll pay for it, just like you and I did.
Right.
So if they want one, we can do that. I can put in a request to our gal, Summer, and, but they will have to pay for it.
Right.
It's, what is it, $50? I don't
I
remember.
think it was 40, 50 bucks.
It was something like that. I can look it up.
Okay.
So here's what I can do.
If you could just maybe
plaque.
call me or text me and just let me know what the amount was.
Gotcha. And, yeah, and I can look that up.
Okay.
You're right, because they get kind of yucky looking to have redone.
Well, I think he saw mine up.
Yeah, and it looks so good.
He was like, wait a minute.
Hey, listen, I love that interest. I think it's great that they want to do that. That's amazing.
Glad they got that.
Okay, so just a few couple of things. I've crossed off the deal about, there was a Christmas tree thing, just cross that off. We're not even going to talk about that today. Next is, so a goal for next year is to look at doing a directory, like we've talked about before. So we'll maybe look at trying to pursue some kind of a software, like I think you probably
Well,
get some.
I actually brought this for you.
Uh-huh.
I use Realty Juggler.
Mhm.
The nice thing about it is, you know, as far as a database system, there's a million of them out there. This is probably the least expensive one I've found. It's less than $10 a month.
Mhm.
So under $100, you know, about $100 a year. And they have excellent customer service.
Mhm.
It'll give us the ability, and I did a trial on my personal one with loading some of the businesses in to see how I could pull it and everything.
Mhm.
And so not only could we use it to house our businesses, who the owner is, their email, their phone number, their address and everything, we can then separate them out from homes that are in the 50-year category, homes that are in the 100-year category.
yeah.
And it also gives us the ability to then send letters out to just a group that we
Oh,
pick.
yeah.
So it has a
Ideal.
lot of functionality from that kind of database, and it's beyond simple to use. And if you know anything about me, if it's not super simple, then it's not even going to be in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So you can have
Yeah,
that.
check that out.
And it's called Realty Juggler. It is designed for real estate agents, but it works for any database.
And you said how much it is? It's $10 a month, you said, or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so,
So you can have that.
okay.
Anyway, I did try to just enter some businesses and then go in and then pull them up just specifically. Easy peasy.
Okay.
And
So-
very, very easy to use. It's logical.
Mhm. So, is it a month to month or is it like a
Oh,
contract?
it's a yearly.
It's a yearly, okay. So you're only talking, you said, so it's about
$100.
$120 or so a year.
Mhm.
So Christina, when we go do something that's a month to month thing, like on this,
Well,
like
it'd
she's
be an
talking.
annual amount.
It'd be an annual amount,
It's a
so-
subscription.
So would we just, I mean, as far as, so it comes out of our budget, right?
Right.
And so we just have to sign up to do it through the internal setup, so it gets paid through, you know, that you guys pay the monthly or the annual bill for it, right?
Right, we would set it up here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'll look into that. So it's about $120 a year, which isn't bad at all. I think for the value, and I think about oh my God, all the changes with those spreadsheets, holy crap.
Yeah, and, you know, just to be able to say, okay, you know, we're gonna have a function, but we really only want to, you know, target homes with, that are over, you know, built after 1940, or a specific target audience,
Mhm.
we can just email to them.
Right.
And.
Just a matter of keeping it updated and being able to pull it the way we want it.
Right, and one thing that I did note, that when I was going out from business to business, you know, not always the owner is there.
Mhm.
And so when I did eventually speak to the owner, you know, keep in mind that when we go to drop off the wreaths, the owner might not be there.
Right, right.
And so every employee, you can be assured, it's Keystone businesses, have probably not been notified that we are going to be coming by with the wreath.
They don't, and they wouldn't know what day anyway either.
Right.
We'd show up.
Right, and so just, you know, when we do that, we're probably gonna have to go through that whole spiel again of who we are and what we
Gotcha.
do, and
Right.
unless the person that Helen talked to or the person that I talked to
Well,
is actually there that day.
and you know, what would have been really nice is, if we have this kind of a database and we have their email information, we can give them a
email
heads up,
them in
say, hey,
advance.
we talked to you all about the wreath thing. We're gonna be
Right.
hanging them on this date. Please let your staff know, we'll be coming by to do that.
Right, and when we pick them up.
It's just much
then
more
I'll-
efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
you on that, yeah. Okay, I'll definitely look into it for sure, and we'll pull the trigger on this in early next year. I think we gotta do something like that. Okay, closet clean out. That's gonna be something that I've gotta reach out to Vichy, have her come for a meeting, and we basically do a workshop. We spend an afternoon here, and we really go through some of this stuff. But, you know, beyond that, I have a lot of things going on in my mind. I hate to just put it back in a closet. You know what I mean? It's worthless sitting like that. And I'm gonna pitch something that's really crazy, but it'd be nice if I'm gonna say it'd be nice if we could find a place to house these things so the public could see it. Kind of like a very small venue, like what Vichy has, but on a much smaller scale. In town, some kind of physical location that we could do, have set up, and have somebody man it. I'm gonna be leaving my job in January, and, you know, I could be committed to
You're
overseeing.
retiring?
I am,
Congratulations.
52 years in healthcare.
Wow.
So my boss is actually coming to Keystone Heights sometime in December to see me.
Wow.
Yeah, all the way from Texas. My South African boss. So anyway, it'll be interesting. But, yeah, so I'm gonna talk to Lynn and I wanna get some feedback, from our city officials too, with a plan. And I'm gonna look and dig around at some ideas. Any ideas you all have would be great.
I would love to see it at the pavilion. I mean, that is that's a place that everyone in town is gonna be utilizing. We're
Mhm.
gonna have, you know, Rotary's having their Christmas party there.
Right,
It's a venue that we have that clearly needs to be utilized, and so as much as possible.
Mhm.
And, you know, it's not generally open to the public, so we could have a day where it is,
yeah.
so that people could come through and view everything, where we
Mhm.
had people manned there, such as the Heritage Commission.
Mhm.
But I think it would be a really good opportunity if it's done in a very classy way.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a permanent setup.
Right. The only thing about the pavilion I think about is because it's public parties, people outside of our group, and the liability of our stuff. Like, you don't want anything to, it almost like it has to be in a little area that's controlled. You know what I'm saying? When you have all these
Right.
things going on in the pavilion
Right.
functions that are outside, like people renting for a party.
But
You know what I
most
mean?
of the people who are renting it, one, have to come and get permission from City Hall. They have to fill out an application. They have to come to the council if they're gonna have it. I mean, it's not your general person's who's having, you know, a 5-year-old birthday party.
But then
Right.
it'd be
It's-
everyone who came to the
Yeah, the
function,
guests,
you know,
that's-
they might be
It-
perfectly
I'm just-
okay, but we can't all be responsible for our
Right.
relatives.
I'm just being the devil's advocate. I can
Right.
still see Steve jumping on this saying there's liability there.
The pavilion is rented out to several different types of people.
Right,
I mean, we just had a 1-year-old's birthday party
yeah,
Really?
there.
Yeah.
And we have
I just
baby
think there's
showers
too much
there, we
liability.
have-
Um,
yeah.
So,
And-
I mean,
And really, to me, when I think about when we went to Vichy's that day, and we sit at that little table, and we're going through all these scrapbooks, and, you know, this thing's got tons of stuff in there. I mean, it's kind of got to be almost like a library-esque setting in a way, and we don't need anything real big, but something where we can organize all the materials so we know how to find stuff, and maybe a table set up with a few chairs at it that people could sit and go through information. You know what I'm saying? Because that's kind of what we did. We went, sat there and did all that. You
There
know?
was
don't
an
have a lot
idea,
of
and I don't know if you
places.
remember the original, we kind of brought this up in the very beginning of the Heritage Commission. And they tried to locate the original City Hall. It was a very small building, it was
It was
right
right
over
there.
there.
Oh, I saw pictures of that, yeah.
Yeah, they loaded it up on the back of a truck and took it away. It was located, and someone had purchased it for their wash house, and
Oh.
they went and looked at it, and termites had gotten to it, and it was a really, so the idea after that was to have, I think we had a woodworking shop at the high school to get them working on a project to do a replica
Oh,
and put it there, so.
Wow.
And then I left the Heritage Commission, so I don't know what happened after
yeah,
that.
I don't know.
It's not there, so maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
Very interesting.
But anyway, that was an idea that was
How
presented.
cool would it be about the woodworking shop to get, I mean, I just felt like, I get the connection with the pavilion, but I think it's just because it's an
I'd
open.
love us to have our own little museum.
That's what I'm saying, like
that-
something very tiny.
And
you know.
that's what this is very tiny, and we've got the little walkway right there, you can put it right back in the original
Yeah.
spot, just as an idea to kick.
Yeah, even if you bought a, even
A
if you bought a,
storage shed.
if you bought a big she shed,
Yeah.
okay, like I have, and they come in different designs, and we finish it to make it look and design it so that it is specifically for that purpose. I mean, my she shed is very comfortable, it's air conditioned and everything, and, I mean, you can do it pretty, I mean, mine probably, I mean, I did a lot of stuff, Dave did a lot of the work, but, you know, you can do that pretty inexpensively, if you have the property to sit
And
on.
with the
Well-
little mini split, you could put.
That's exactly
And
right.
we've got a photo, we have photographs of the original, so.
Yeah, we could almost kind of make it look, because you
Right.
can buy different architectural looks of them, you know, and they're very well made. I mean, mine is really well made. So it's something that I want to pitch and think about, like, you know, this next year, come up with some concepts, find out what we could or could not do, and then pursue what, maybe that might be a standalone building. Maybe it's only open a couple of days a week or whatever, but like I said, I know I'm going to be available. And could go and say, okay, I could go and be in there for 4 hours, 3 days a week or
We
something.
could do a little mini fundraiser, you know, again, no, we can't.
No, we can't.
No,
We can't make any
Thank
money.
you for that head nod.
That's the problem, we can't make any money, yeah. So, I mean, you know, it could be that maybe and this is something, again,
We're gonna need to up the budget next year.
well, we're probably gonna do that anyway. But, you know, I just wanted to pitch it, so it sounds to me like you guys are definitely on target with this, you want this as well. I had such a great feeling when we were at Vichy's place with everything she's done, and it was so cool, you know, and to know that we could have that, because we do have a lot of stuff here, like information and whatnot, and we have some cool archives pieces, right, that could go in there, you know?
And there's some great things over at the
Oh,
Beals.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
and no one's really looking at that.
Nobody's looking at that, so, I mean, if we make
I'd
it,
love to see that in a better place.
yeah, so, okay,
I
so
mean,
it
they're
sounds,
being very good stewards, don't get me wrong, you know, of the stuff that we have right
Right.
now. It's just that it
Because
would
it's
be
what
nice
we
if
have.
it was in one collective.
okay, so I'm gonna make a motion that we look into that project further, and you guys can kind of look into it too, and we'll huddle back up and figure out what kind of ideas we have. Y'all agree with that? Okay? So, I'll make a motion to, I guess we need to vote on that? Or does it matter?
No, you can vote on that.
Okay. Anybody want to second that motion to move forward with
Second.
investigating ideas for a standalone building for the Heritage Commission's archives?
I second.
Aye, aye.
Aye.
Perfect. All right, moving right along. December meeting. What do you all think about not having a December meeting?
Well, I'm gone the whole last part of December,
Okay.
the last half of December.
We've had a lot going on, and this workshop is a lot. We'll be tired after the day is over. I'm pretty tired already.
And I know that Clay County, like the Preservation Board, they do not have meetings in December.
There's just so much
So,
going on.
yeah.
And I think, you know, we've done a ton this year. I mean, we honestly have. And it gives me really some more time to really think about future and what we want to do next year. But, okay, so I make a motion that we have our next meeting Tuesday, the 17th, 2023.
Yes.
Want to second that?
Helen, second.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Helen.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so
No
that
meeting.
was Tuesday.
The 17th of January.
17th.
I'm sorry, December?
No.
January.
January.
Nothing in December.
No.
Okay. Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
Oh, no, you're okay. Yeah. I think, I just think that it's the right thing to do. That's interesting. I don't know who that is. Hello? All righty. Well, girls, we did that pretty good. All right.